Any errors that I ran into before I run it? There were good catches before, so let me know. All right, if there's nothing else, I'm going to run it.
I have a question.
Yes, Christina.
Why do you have the normal command after the width of 1?
That's a great question. So it responds first to what Lori asked last time about what if we want to see how normally approximated our data is. Is there a way to overlay a line that would show us whether it conforms to a normal distribution or not? And that's one way. The other reason is I haven't titled the graphs, so it's one way to distinguish between the graphs without the normal curve on them, which is our original sample data set graphs, and the ones with the normal on them from this combined histogram will be from our 50% sample. So it serves two purposes that way. So this is the result. These are the first two graphs. I believe that's how they're arrayed. So these are how the graphs look.
Wait a minute.
I think these are flipped.
Top lab, yeah, they're flipped.
I think they're flipped. Good catch. I think they're flipped. So, as we can see, if this is similar to this and this is similar to this in a confusing sort of cross pattern, we've been pretty satisfied that a random selection actually approximated the underlying data. And I'd say they're pretty similar. For the fact that Lori was able to recognize that this is flipped with that graph, I'd be pretty confident this random selection worked. So another way of proving it, this is how random selection works. Any questions about this graph, random selection, anything else?
That's really cool.
I'm psyched about it. If only I knew how to title these graphs in the combined graph command, that'd be even better. But I think you have to work with the graph editor for that. So that's all I had for today. If anybody has any more questions. And there are ways that you can work with your own data set specifying numbers of observations you have for particular groups, and that involves the buy, sort, and expand commands. I'll be happy to talk about that either afterwards or later. Share the do file that Justin made for me that I used on the School Rights Project, which I know some of you have already based things off of, which works wonderfully in using these random selection principles to do things with your data. So if there's nothing else, thanks very much, and let's see it. I'm going to stop the camera shooting. Guys.